Yes, we are back with another episode. Welcome to the Road Podcast, episode 5. Today's podcast, we are going over goal setting. And this actually was brought up to me by one of my good friends. His name is Wyatt. So, Wyatt, thank you. Kind of switch things around. You gave us an important topic to talk about. And so the credit goes to Wyatt. And I have a few things that we're going to go over that just kind of goes about how to achieve any goal in the process of setting them. But before we do that, make sure y'all like on whatever platform you're watching, share it with somebody, because this episode can be very beneficial for someone, especially if you're going through some kind of big change in life, you're just trying to figure out where to go and what to do next. This can help. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and follow us. All right, so, bro.
What further ado.
Yeah, man, let's get this thing going.
All right. Goals. Mm-hmm. So, when I think of goals, I think of like big plans, big pictures, right? You know. And I don't really think it's talked too much about in school. It's really not. It's not brought up. And if it is, it's like, make sure you guys pass your tests, like small stuff.
Right.
But with goal setting and these certain steps to do, like first, number one is having a vision.
Right.
Basically, where would you like to see yourself in, let's say, 5 years or a year from now?
Mm-hmm. Or even real simple, just next month.
Right.
It's all about, like Brett was getting into, it's really sad that the system that kind of directs us and where we should be going in life, like school and things like that, even sometimes our families, it's just like they don't really exemplify the importance of setting a goal and having one.
Yeah.
And they don't really show the value of one if they do present it sometimes. And a goal, in my eyes, yeah, like you mentioned, it's big, everything, but it's not just that the goal in particular size is big. It's big to you. So that means that the goal is relative to your position in life, and it has to be big to you. You have to take it seriously, just like you would take your wife, or your fiance, or your family. Yeah. Like, you take those things seriously because your goal should be something that would affect your lifestyle and someone else's.
Yeah.
So it should be respected. And like you mentioned, vision. Like, where would you like to see yourself? Whether it be 5, 10, next month, next year.
And that goes with a lot of things too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, financially, mentally, physically, like all this changing. You know.
Right. Especially physically.
Oh yeah.
Especially physically.
Here's one thing I don't want to rant or anything, but one thing that is weird to me is when, let's say, I want to. For instance, let's say I want to lose 5 pounds, right? But it may not be easy for me to lose 5 pounds, okay? And then the person next to me is like, "That's easy, bro." Like, you know, they're downplaying your goal.
Yeah, they're trying to make it seem less important. Not being very supportive.
Like, it could be big to that person to lose that weight or whatever, and then to that person, it's like, oh well. You know, it's no big deal.
And I can actually relate to that because I have friends that they've been trying to get into the military, and they have that struggle of breaking down, like losing weight. I mean, it's like 5 pounds from the standard and stuff, and they'll call me and say, "Darian, is there anything you know I should do or I can do, because I need to lose these 5 pounds. My PT exam is like in a week and a half or something like that, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, this and that." And I'm like, well, first of all, calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. You know you can do it.
Number one.
Right. You know you can do it. And I'll get into details about losing that 5 pounds. But like you said, like you were going, I'm pretty sure you were heading down the path of like,
yeah,
these people that want to downplay your goals, don't keep them around. It ruins the vision. And I'm sure you can relate to that, bro. I can relate to it.
Quite a bit, actually.
people that just want to get in your way
Yep.
of your vision.
Those naysayers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
it's super toxic too. And the reason why they do that, like they downplay people's goals and their ideas and their vision in life, is because they never achieved their own. And so they've been taught from whoever, their parents, their mentors, that don't do that because it's not achievable. There's more risk involved. Well,
right.
I mean,
and they don't even realize they're doing that. They don't realize that's why.
It's like second nature to them. Like, let's say, like these people watching, me saying, hey, I want to be an actor. And, if they're like, oh, well, good luck with that, buddy,
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? It's like, just like when we always talk about Arnold, but Arnold, like, it was taboo. It was weird. It was strange. It was like, you're not getting to America, pal.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be a bodybuilder. That's an American sport.
Mm-hmm.
And these naysayers just come and go.
That's just part of the process. That's how you know you're doing things right.
Yeah.
If you got naysayers, you're doing it good. So you have a worthy vision, one that's worth fighting. But a big part of that, developing that vision, is not really just like where you want to see yourself. Mm-hmm. It's like why. That's where the big meaning of it comes. Like, why do you want to see yourself there? Like, let's say you have the vision, the goal, or the idea, the vision, because you're developing your goal, right? Your vision is to see yourself. You just had kids, and you want to see yourself like spending more time with them. Why is that important to you? Well, I mean, it's like you want to be able to see your kid grow. You want to be able to see, be there for your kid, and those things, simple maternal things. So develop that why, make that why very serious, because that's going to support you in those down times when it's hard to keep the goal and be strong with it, to not break under pressure.
Yeah.
So
that ties into a lot of things too, because let's say I want to save money, but there's nothing behind it. It's just save money. It's not going to work.
It's not.
If I say I'm going to save money for a house or for a car, there's that drive that, okay, I remember this happened before to me when I was like 17, and I was like, I want $3,000 saved, and I didn't really understand why I wanted $3,000, but then I seen a car that I liked, and I was like, okay, that's how much I need. So that gave me more drive to do that. Also with like, staying in shape. Like there is some times where I'm like, what's the point of having a good body? But then, there's that why of, okay, one, you look good, two, you're gonna be able to live longer, and then, like for me in the movies and stuff, like if I get picked, they want to have that specific body look. So.
Exactly. That's good stuff, man. So have a good why, but really ask yourself the question as you're starting to structure your goal: where do you want to see yourself, and in what time span? You gotta make it real specific. And why. So the next thing is, I would say to educate yourself.
Yeah.
So it depends on the goal, but no matter what it is that you're setting up or you're looking to achieve, once you have this vision, you got to go and find the specific, like do some research and find some of the specifications in the process of achieving that. So like you said, you wanted a car. So let's use Brett's example.
Yeah.
$3,000. Okay, so he brought value to the goal of saving $3,000. His why was getting the car, and even though I would say that's not particularly specific, the vision was his in the sense that he can see himself going out with a car, doing things with friends or stuff like that. That's kind of like the why. So you take that, and then you go and look up. Let's say he just wants to find out what it takes to finance a car.
Yeah.
Right. And or some of the responsibilities that comes with owning the particular model he has, how the company works, the parts work, things like that. Like just some research. Researching some of those steps will prepare you to not only set a feasible goal, but it prepares you to handle some of the challenges that come in the future when you try to execute the goal, because now you have something to fall back onto. Like, this is what I need to work on. I need to revisit this in order to continue on. And I love that you mentioned the car, because that was just a perfect example 100%. Yeah, because I used to sell cars. I used to work at a car dealership. So it's like, well, I mean, I understand pretty much the functions of car buying.
Yeah, the ins and outs, yeah.
Right. So it's like, that's great. So whatever it is that you have set up as your vision, do some research, figure out some of the steps. Like, the car that you have now, is it the car that you wanted to buy, or?
No, I was talking like when I was like 17. I wanted this green Mustang I seen, but my parents were like, hey, you know, tried to talk me out of it, so I ended up buying their car. So, yeah.
I see.
But the step was, the learning development was still there, you know?
Without a doubt. You gotta know. You gotta teach yourself stuff.
Yeah.
That's
good. Also, like with school, I know like college may be good or bad for some people, but when you're going into a degree, like let's say you have a criminal justice degree, like in your head, research what jobs are out there, research what are the steps to go do that, you know.
You know, what's the market for it?
Yep.
That's great.
Before you even think about college, do that.
Oh, that's a good one, because a lot of people are focused on, I want to study this. Well, maybe, I mean, the college has a degree for it, but maybe the market that you're in doesn't have a use for it.
Right.
Like, this is one degree that everyone mentions that
Everyone loves business degrees.
it's not necessary. Everyone loves it, but it's not necessary. I would say take that money and the money that you spend to get that piece of paper and invest it in the business you want to start up. It is much cheaper to make mistakes than to go to college and pay for a business degree to learn what you have. You can learn that stuff for a lot cheaper by making mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know people that still, you know, they have a real nice job, you know, sitting at the top, but they're still swamped with that debt.
Yeah. Yeah. You're working every year to pay your debt off.
So it's all like an illusion, you know. It's weird.
Yeah. But I mean,
but if that's their vision and you know their why was to better themselves, cool, you know. But make sure you do your research, educate yourself, and have that clear why you want to do that.
Especially if you're a doctor, you know, you gotta have these things. Like if you're trying to become a doctor, it's great to have things figured out, not just to study. So the breakdown, I put breakdown on there to use the knowledge you just got and set up bite-sized steps. So it's really, I put bite-sized, the key phrase in there is bite-sized steps. Like stuff, like gummy size.
I like the way you worded that too.
Oh yeah? I try to, man, I sat there for a second and had to think about it, but I appreciate it. Because, man, I made this mistake too when it comes to like setting up my goals and stuff. I'll just be there like, all right, man, I'm thinking.
Huge.
Yeah.
The end goal, all that.
Right. And it's good to have the end in mind, but not to act just in retrospect to that end. So what I mean by that is like, don't try to go for everything at once. You got to go handle the very first step. Let's use this simple analogy. When a baby's born, a baby can't do nothing. The baby just lies there.
Yeah.
Right. Then the baby somehow, he rolls over. He's like, oh man, I can crawl. The baby starts to crawl. And then the baby's like, you know, my knees hurt, so I'm gonna try to stand up. And so the baby tries to stand up. He falls, stands and falls, stands and falls. And he finally stands. And the baby's like, well, I can't just be standing here. I gotta get somewhere. So he starts to walk, and he tries to walk and he falls. He tries to walk and he falls, and the baby starts to walk. And the baby's like, I ain't moving fast enough, and he starts to run. You know, those simple baby steps, those bite-sized steps, you gotta set that up for yourself.
Trial and error. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And what I mean by bite-sized, it's relative to you. Like, I'm gonna take a bigger bite than you can. You know? So,
Yeah.
you know, I'll just like to enjoy my food with bigger bites. Maybe you just like to be, you know, smaller bites. Whatever that is for you, you got to set those steps up so that you can have something to execute every day, something to work towards every day. So that's where it comes to like having a good schedule. Because if you bring value to your day, it's reflected on your schedule, or it should be at least. You know, so and the easier it is to schedule your day, the more easier for you it is to
better.
right. It's gonna have better flow. It's gonna be better for you to act on. Easy for you to act on because you got this and this and this to do. You can be beat up and you can be tired, and you know you're just not gonna feel like working on this. And you know, make it simple for yourself. And if you have a real busy day, like you work how many hours? Like
About 8, 9.
8-9 hours.
Yeah.
Then he has his at-home responsibilities. Let's say he has, you know, a whole bunch of other things to take care of. It comes 9 o'clock. He has, you know, now's the time to work on his bite-sized stuff.
Right.
If it's a little bit too big, it's gonna like burn him out because you know you're done with the day. You've done everything you had to do. Now you're trying to work on yourself. You gotta manage. Excuse me. You gotta manage those things so that you're actually taking steps.
It just flows better. You know?
Yeah.
If you have a structured day, I mean, you don't have to go to the T, but I've found this out myself. Like, I'm sure you're big on it more than I am, but
On what?
scheduling out your day
Oh yeah.
so that you can hit the goals or the bite-sized
Steps.
steps.
And the reason why I set that as a step, not a goal, because the very next thing, which is the goal, a goal should be challenging. It should be something that is, once accomplished, it is influential, it is life-changing, it's nearly permanent, what is done. And it's not like something that you can easily, oh, well, it's just, you know, I can put off. Like, there's a consequence to not achieving that goal. That's a challenging aspect. But the next part of it is, it's something that just, it's set so it can't be changed. It should not be changed. It can't be changed, right? Like the path you take, the steps can be changed. You may take a different bite of something else later because you just found out that that step that you were gonna take isn't appropriate for the times that you're in to get to that goal. The goal should not be changed. It cannot be changed. Once the goal is set, it's set because the goal is gonna be the thing that converts your vision into a reality once accomplished. But the steps are variables. They can vary, but they should still be aiming towards the direction of the goal.
Yeah, it's kind of like the concept of like the king on his throne. So he's throning, which means he's sitting in silence, right? He has a goal, or let's say he's got to win a battle, right? And he's sitting in his throne. Instead of getting up, going crazy, he shifts perspective. He moves from one side to the other to see a different, you know, so that way he can hit that bite-sized step, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does because you're preparing yourself for adaptation.
The goal didn't change,
Right.
but the step changed.
Exactly. And if you're not prepared to change your steps, that's where failure comes into play. Like legit, like you didn't prepare yourself. Well, guess it's like, you prepared yourself for failure. You failed to prepare, you prepared to fail. You gotta be adaptable. So when that unexpected thing happens, you're ready to adapt. That's why it's so important to have reserves, saving. Like being a landlord, and you have tenants, you're collecting rent every month. Well, all that the profit margin isn't as high because the number is like $500 more than your mortgage. No, you're really just getting about like $200 to $300, and the rest is going towards savings, so that when the unexpected like error happens in the house, let's say that you have to get drywall fixed, new carpet, right? You have the funds to do so.
Yeah.
That's all preparation, and that's very simple. That's a very simple example, but whatever your goal is, you should have those steps that are easy to shift, but they still take you in that direction you need to go in. Because if you have a goal, it can't be changed. Once it's set, it is set. And you should not have many of them either. So I'm about to go into that afterwards,
Yeah.
after a break, but this is goal structure that I'm about to show y'all that will make it real easy for you to set of priorities. So, break time, snack time. Yeah, buddy. All right, we'll be right back.
On snacks.
Oh yeah. So, we have returned from the World Cup podcast break. We had a what?
Ice cream sandwiches.
Oh my gosh. He gypped me the first time, but no more.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know you love ice cream sandwiches like that.
Yeah, they're good, man. I eat them quickly though. That's just.
You devour yours, bro.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, man. Eat like it's a vitamin. Oh, that's good. So tying into, we left off at the goal and set it, like pretty much saying the characteristics of a goal. Now, there's steps to goal setting, but a good way to keep yourself accountable is to give yourself small goals that are very time specific, right? The characteristics of a goal is reasonable, but yet it's achievable, and there's a time, requirement set on it. So, in this book called The 4 Disciplines of Execution, it's a great book. I believe a lot of people should read it. It addresses goals as wildly important goals. Now, a goal is wildly important no matter what, so just really no need to address it as a wildly important goal. It's just a marketing tactic, but a wildly important goal, otherwise known as a WIG.
I've heard that actually.
I think I talked to you about this before.
Maybe. I've heard it from somewhere. Maybe it was you.
I love that book, but it's a good book. It's a good read. You should go read it. And so your WIG, your wildly important goal, is really like one or two of them. 2 max. In order for actual success, you have more than 2, you're starting to see like declines in the success of the goals.
Yeah, you get off task quickly.
It makes sense, right? Like you just get distracted.
Doing too much at one time.
Right. It's better just to focus on one thing and pour all your water into it, feed it, and let it flourish, as opposed to spreading your water out among different things and they grow, mediocrity or not grow at all. So there's a tree, or in the book, there's like a structure, like a graph, and it starts with the wildly important goal. And so since WIG is the coined term for the book, he just continues using the word WIG. So here's the big WIG, and then there's multiple WIGs.
Yeah.
Right? It's just crazy, just like a whole bunch of WIGs. I'm like, really? There's a concept behind that that's super important, which is you're not working from the top down, you're working from the bottom up. So those WIGs will work up to that one big WIG. So the steps make up the smaller WIGs make up the bigger WIGs make up the even bigger WIGs, and those WIGs make the WIG. So let's say you're in a weight loss program. Oh boy, you're trying to lose like,
let's say 100.
100 pounds?
Let's just go with the 100.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Solid number.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's solid. Okay, you're trying to lose it in how soon?
Let's say 5 months.
So, to keep it reasonable, you'd have to lose about 20 pounds a month. That's extreme. That's extreme.
What is that a week? Like,
you're looking at probably about 5 pounds a week. Yeah. It's pretty intense. Now, as a personal trainer, I would not recommend that.
I just made that up.
People do it, bro. People do that in like a month or 2 months. Like I remember I was working at Winn-Dixie a long time ago, and this lady was like, "You ever heard about that new keto thing? Like what? Like the keto diet?" And she's like, "Yeah, keto." I was like, And she's like, "Yeah, I lost like 25 pounds in a week and a half." I was like,
"Isn't that like kind of starving yourself a little bit?"
From carbs.
Yeah.
But people could be starving themselves because they just only really ate carbs, and they don't really know what to replace their meals with because they only really ate carbs. So she lost like 25 pounds in a week and a half, which is not healthy at all. I mean, she was still like really big. So was the results dramatic? Not really. But not to get too technical here, your body's used to the compression of all that fat. So when you lose it real quickly, your organs go into distress. So your bodily functions aren't the same for a while. They have to acclimate again. So yeah, that's why it's good not to lose weight incredibly fast.
If you gain weight too fast,
that's also very bad too, because your joints, your ligaments, everything's not ready to handle all that. If you gain a lot.
I gained a lot of weight quickly.
What's a lot of weight though?
I was 110. I went to about 70 pounds, and then
And what time span?
I don't know. It was quick. I just know it was quick because
if we're talking about like 100 or so pounds, like you're getting to like morbid or like extremely overweight in like a short time. Yeah, you're gonna feel some knee pains and stuff, and yeah, you're gonna feel like an old person, but
I feel heavy.
without a doubt. You're not used to it. You're not ready for it. It's not. That stuff happens over the years, you know? It should, at least, the weight gain. The weight loss, like the example you said, you should be losing about 1 to 1.5 pounds every week.
Gradually,
Yeah, right. But if you're losing 5 pounds every week, well, what's it take to do that? So, I'm actually gonna write a book on this, on the basics of.
I'll hold you to it. I got you.
Thanks, man. You guys heard it. So the basics of like weight loss, weight management, or just healthy living. The basics of healthy living through exercise and nutrition. So it's I don't know if that's the title yet, but I kind of just came up with that.
Yeah, don't steal it.
Yeah, please. I'll find you. I won't say anything else. So like, you gotta address one of the big parts of making a change in your life. You gotta make it an assessment of where you are, like currently. Like, what does it look like? If you're, say you're 280 pounds when you get to 180 pounds. Well, what's keeping you at 280 pounds? What are you doing? What are you not doing? That put you at 280 pounds. You know, like my boy here is actually, even though he shouldn't be, he's going for runs, even though he doesn't have running shoes. He's running in boots and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, he's tired of, you know, being at his weight. So one of the things he's about to do is prepare himself by buying some running shoes, I hope.
Yeah, buy some Nikes probably.
Some Nikes. Something that won't hurt your, like, you want to be able to walk in the next few years, okay?
Right.
And not have hip problems. But yeah, so let's just say how tall are you, Brett?
Say 5'8".
5'8". You're 5'8", 280 pounds. That is not good. Your BMI is like off the charts if you're 280 pounds at 5'8".
Hey, I'm 209.
But, oh, you don't even look like it. That's crazy, but 209. So, I would say Brett has to be around 170 pounds. Let's say you're at 209, you're 209. Right? Let's say you're at 170.
And I'm trying to get to 170.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot.
So, 30 pounds, right? And let's say you consume about 3,500 calories a day.
Let's make it
4,000 calories a day. Unbelievable. And, you know, that's like bulking season for a bodybuilder. So, you know, you're just doing nothing with 4,000 calories a day, you're gonna gain some weight. You're like, okay, I'm at 4,000. Well, let's take the baby step of cutting my calories down to 3,300. You know, 700 caloric loss. Not bad. You know, you're not sacrificing too much. So that may be just like in our case, not eating that one ice cream sandwich for our break. Just leaving alone the ice cream sandwich. And then not eating a packet of gummies. So that concept right there is, all right, I want to be able to hit 3,300 calories a day. That's like the small wig for the day. That's like the very baseline. The steps to doing that is eliminating a few snacks. Now, what is the bigger wig for that 3,300? You're at 209. Let's say you want to get down to 190, and you want to get to 190 by the end of next month. So you have this month and then next month. So you have 2 months.
It's like a lot of sacrifice, a little bit. Not a lot, but
it's manageable in a sense. You know, you can always switch it out depending on what kind of diet you have. So your bigger wig is 190 pounds. Now, once you hit 190 pounds, yay, hooray, no time for cheating. You still haven't hit your 170, you're just 10 pounds closer.
Yep.
So you have 2 more months to hit 180. Excuse me, 180. Now it's like, okay, ice cream sandwiches and all that's keeping me at 190, but I'm still not losing weight. What do you gotta do? You gotta go for a run. You gotta exercise.
Get out, yeah.
Walk the dog or something. Which he just got.
Yeah, I just got his.
Tell him about Shoto, man.
Yeah, so his name's Shoto. It's a Japanese origin name. I believe it means the roar of fire. Yeah, we just got him, so he's a purebred husky. Very beautiful dog.
How old is he?
He's one. He's
1 years old?
Yeah, I like to run, so obviously he likes to run. I found that out today. So that'll be good. I'll be able to take him around the park and run with him. So.
Man, and that's great. And that's I'm glad you actually said that. Take him around the park and run with him, because it makes it so much easier to accomplish something when you have somebody or something that makes it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like in your case, you gotta walk your dog, you gotta run with your dog. You know, just keep it for the dog's sake, but now you're using it for your sake too, and that's awesome.
It's like, it's not even. I don't even know if it'd be like intentional. It just it's second nature, you know.
Right. And I mean, running on your own is boring.
Honestly, it really is. I couldn't get into it. Well, 1, because I'm in boots. 2, it was hot. Got all this hair. After a while, just I'm not a fan of it, you know.
Right.
Even if you have someone running next to you, it's like you're both out of breath.
You can't talk.
Hey, man. You know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, keep the breath somewhere, bro.
Oh gosh, especially when you run, because your mouth is all dry and stuff.
Yeah.
It's no bueno. Oh, I remember those days. Oh, and football and stuff. Nasty, bro. People stank, man.
Hey, I used to run. I think like 2 miles to my bus stop in the morning. So I'd get up at 4:30. This is in high school. Get up at 4:30, run like a mile and a half, maybe 2. I don't remember the
Oh
distance.
my word.
To another school, right? That was the bus stop there, just to get on the bus. And if you didn't make it quick enough, you were gone. So I used to run. That's probably why I was so skinny. I was in good shape. I would run.
That makes
That was
sense.
pretty decent. Now it's like, I don't care to run.
You got everything you need. You don't really have to run, which makes the whole concept of discipline so much more important, because you need it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, the gyms are finally opening back up this Monday.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
it's time to rebuild that discipline and get in there. And I've lost a lot of muscle. So
You didn't, man.
I lost
If
some
anything,
muscle.
you got those quarantine gains. I know I did.
I did. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Got those quarantine gains.
I feel like I've gotten stronger. I don't know how, but
Probably a lot of eating, you know. Probably a lot
you
of
know what?
eating.
That's absolutely what it was. Because I've been eating like a pig. Well, I've
You're
been
fueling your body more. You know? I know. I was surprised myself too, lifting some weight. I'm like, oh, what's going on? I don't eat that much, but now I'm starting to.
You gotta put that food to work.
Yeah.
Feel your potential. And see what kind of man you can be. Or woman, if you're a woman watching this or listening to this. But what was I saying? Accountability with the part. Okay, it's accomplishing the goal. But right, so you hit your 190 goal. I'm gonna emphasize that real quick, because it's super important to recognize your small accomplishments. The journey to accomplishing your goal is the most important part of accomplishing the goal. It's not achieving the goal, it's a journey, going through it. You gotta reward yourself. And I said not to cheat. You don't reward yourself by cheating, but you reward yourself in some way that you see is feasible to reward yourself. You gotta celebrate those wins, those small wins. Because that builds up the confidence you need to achieve the next one. Because let's say you went from, all right, man, I'm 209, I'm going to 170. And you had no sort of direction, no kind of thing to celebrate, nothing.
Yeah.
The next few months, you'd be back at 209, or you'd probably be even heavier than that. You know?
Or the same weight, or let's say I got to 180 and quit.
Yeah, you quit too soon.
Hey, it's too hard.
Right. But if you celebrate all those small milestones, it'll keep you going. That's the importance of those wigs. That's why those small ones, because they're the things that give you the motivation to keep fueling and going forward. That's really the important part.
Milestones.
Yeah. You ask any of the like successful people, they say that the more enjoyable part of achieving success is really just the part of trying to achieve it, not achieving it.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, remember, I was gonna finish school in a certain amount of time, and when I did it, I was like I finally did it. I was like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
It wasn't that exciting, but the process of it, of like just gun ho forward, you know.
So that brings up the thing that you asked me. What's next?
Right. Like what? Let's say you hit your goal, and what's next, right? Like you set up another one, right? You keep setting them up. And it really helps to not so much just look forward into the future, try to be a future seer, but that helped me a lot. You know, most of the time I just went with the flow, and that's no bueno.
It's not gonna take you nowhere. You're gonna go in the wrong direction. So like he said, what's next? You start again. Where do you like to see yourself in a certain amount of time?
Yep.
Can you see yourself bigger? Right, you start all over again.
Break it down.
Yep.
And you keep the whole cycle repeats. It's
So we got what? What's the first step? Vision.
your why.
Yeah.
Educate them.
You gotta educate yourself.
Yep. And then the steps.
Yep.
You know,
Break down the
each
steps.
to get there. Also celebrate
Small wins.
small wins. And then when you finish, you can make a celebration obviously when you finish, but then you make another goal.
Yep. And you know, most of the time, especially when you achieve high success, let's say that you got to a place in life where you really don't see yourself, you don't want to see yourself in any other better position. Start looking externally. Where do you like to see him at? Where do you like to see her at?
Yeah, help others. Because I did wonder about that. Like I seen somebody, and they have everything they could need, but they still educate. They still help others achieve their goals because they've already hit theirs. You know, they're done, but they're not done yet. Now
Exactly.
it's time to fulfill giving back and helping others. You know, it makes it much more rewarding that you accomplished so much that now you can
Give back.
Yep.
Ray Dalio speaks on that. He is a hedge fund owner. He owns the biggest hedge fund in the world, Bridgewater Investments, I think that's what it's called. But Ray Dalio is a billionaire. Like, just investing. He's super smart. Like, right? Plenty of assets, financial assets. And he says that, you know, I've pretty much made it. And, you know, I'm writing these books and stuff. I'm talking to people now. I really didn't care about doing this stuff in the past because I was so focused on accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. But now I'm trying to give back to people because I feel like that's what the best thing I can do now is. 'Cause, I mean, once you've got billions and billions of dollars, I mean, you reached the pinnacle of stuff. I mean,
Yeah, you're sitting on a fountain there. And now it's time to
give back to people.
Yeah.
He wrote a book called Principles by Ray Dalio. It's called Principles. It's really thick, but it's a good book. So follow his Instagram if you don't want to read his book because he posts principles about every day. And for more content, better content, follow our Instagram. Oops. Follow our Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe or follow on
Yeah, I think it's subscribe or
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcast,
And soon to be
Google.
Yep, Google Podcasts.
Yep.
So we're trying to reach as many platforms as possible, and the best way we can do that is by having you guys' support, by you guys sharing and constantly liking. For fresh, brand new content you want to see, you know what to do.
Yeah.
comment, you know, email us at the ask@theroyalpodcast.com. Whatever it is, just whatever you want us to talk about, whatever you want to hear us say, comment below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any specific thing that you want us to talk about, let us know. You know,
Mhm.
we'll brainstorm, come up with some good
Feedback or
yep.
commentary, whatever it is. So appreciate you guys. Love y'all. It's a very quick episode,
Yeah.
but
It's good. Good content.
right. Hopefully you learned something from it. Hopefully you took something away. Wyatt, if you're watching this, thanks for the suggestion again. I appreciate you.
Set those goals.
Yeah, buddy, and accomplish them. Take them seriously, guys. All right.
Thank
See you
so
next
much.
week.
Enjoy the week, guys.